So last night wouldn't be exactly what I would call a banner night for the Tea Party. In fact, well, maybe it is a banner night. It just said, "Uh-oh," on the banner that I had in my house. So
you didn't specify what the banner exactly
says. Yeah, so it might have been good. Mitch McConnell came out yesterday and said they're not going to be a single Tea Party win from coast to coast this election this fall.
He did say that. That was not yesterday. It was a little
couple
while
days ago,
but still.
And he has he's basically threatening to wipe the floor with the Tea Party. And last night, the GOP did just that. These are the people that we have been giving money to. Really These are the people that were just recently saying...
We need to go back to your slogan, defund the GOP.
Defund the GOP.
Because they're using it against conservative candidates.
Yeah, they are targeting conservative constitutional candidates. Last night, the GOP tweeted, "Bevin's next."
Oh, jeez.
I mean, now they're going to target Bevin. And for what? You put money into the GOP. And what are they doing? Mitch McConnell is the guy. Oh, my gosh. Never felt more betrayed in my life. Last night, a lot of people are a little dismayed about what happened last night. I know I am. We lost an important race in Ohio and an important race in North Carolina. However, Tea Party won 5 upsets in the Ohio State House. North Carolina, the grassroots went 3 for 3 in targeted state races. And the same thing happened in Texas. Cornyn won, but the local races were won. That could be one of two things. It could be that the GOP just didn't have the money to be able to target all of the local. It also might mean that we are really paying attention to the local and not so much to the national anymore. And maybe we're just taking care of our own home state and our own, local communities. I hope.
It does seem to be the pattern with a bunch of issues. I mean, we were talking about Conform, the book, and that goes to Common Core. I mean, people for a long time fought this thing sort of at these high level ways and tried to get certain things passed through with the president and the Senate and the House. And really now it's gone to a level of parents at meetings talking about what they found with their children and correcting things issue by issue on a local level, which seems to be a heck of a lot more effective.
We just have to be able to make sure we can wake up our neighbors on what's really happening in our schools. I think there are a lot of parents that are clueless, and they just think that everything is okay. And they will hear from their local GOP or even people like Mike Huckabee that, oh, you know what, everything is fine. And, it's just crazy conspiracy theories on Common Core. No, it is really dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen. This really does mean, if it's allowed to stand, it really does mean the end of the Western way of life. Really does. And that's why we've asked you to grab a copy of Conform if you feel you need more ammunition, if you feel like you just need something that gives you all of the information in one place, all footnoted. Don't use my name, for the love of Pete.
Oh, no, you can't use your name.
Can't use my...
That'll go badly with your friends.
Yeah, so you just, and you hand the book or the information to your friends and say, you got to wake up. Here's what's really going on.
Otherwise, it'll be a bloodbath.
No.
It'll be like, look, I can't, don't even start with me on this book, this Conform thing. What is this crap? I can no longer tolerate Glenn Beck's non-stop pontification on any issue.
Do your friends sound like that?
Some of them do.
Is that the way you hear them in your head?
I can't stand it. I can't stand his pontification on anything, let alone his vicious, savage attacks on teachers now.
That's not
I understand that now Glenn Beck has had the unmitigated gall to write a book on Common Core attacking teachers.
No.
I am so sick and tired of hearing this guy lecture us on what's going on in the classroom, when the fact is, That guy hasn't been in a classroom since he flunked out of second grade. Jeez.
That's when you can point out that, no, I know this is not much of an achievement for a lot of people, but he actually graduated high school.
Yeah, well, he hides it well, doesn't he? I never would have guessed he got beyond early grammar school. And he's certainly not qualified to speak about teaching and education when he hasn't even been a teacher.
This one is the greatest. This is how you respond to your friend who says this. You say, oh, we're not qualified because we're not teachers. Okay. Have you ever been a doctor?
Oh, please. What does that have to do with the price Glenn Beck pays for his deep fat fried large sandwiches?
I don't think we need to name call here. Have you ever been a doctor? Because what business did you have supporting Obamacare, which I assume you did, my good friend? You're not a doctor. You never served in the military. How can you possibly comment on wars? You've never crossed the border illegally. Shouldn't you shut up about amnesty for illegal immigrants?
Jeez, that's a giant Twinkie shot from your fatty, fat face like Glenn Beck's right to your teeny, tiny, infinitesimal brain? What are you talking about?
I'd say you don't have to have direct experience to be able to have an opinion on things. You have to think about it. You have to research it. Have you done your own homework on it?
Let me ask you this. Why don't you do your own homework on how a gargantuan, fatso, blubbermouth moron like Glenn Beck, why don't we research, do our own homework on how we could perform a 393rd trimester abortion on him? Why don't we do our homework on that?
I don't think that
might be some helpful stuff. Let's do a little homework on something that'll help.
That's how your conversations go, and we know that. That's why we don't say. That's why we do.
That's why you tear the cover off.
You tear the cover off of this, and you say, no, that's not a Glenn Beck book. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're. Who? Glenn Beck? I hate that guy. And you look for the research in the back, because you'll be able to find all the footnotes, and you can print out the articles. You can print out the things in their own words. And this is not, so you know, this is not just about Common Core. This is about the entire system, because they're going to change the name of Common Core, and they will repackage it and sell it as something else. It's already happening. What is it, the Sunshine State Standards?